Hello, everyone. This is once again Angela Schofield, the City of Leominster Conservation Agent. I do apologize for the late start. The email-generated invite link, for some reason, brought people to different meetings. I'm not sure why, so I apologize. The link, I just sent everyone a link to the one that's on the agenda that we're all in now. It looks like everyone is here. I do see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commission members present. So if the chair is comfortable, we can get started with the meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Angela. Let me turn my camera
on. So it is November 23rd, 2021. It is currently 6:10 p.m. and I will open this City of Leominster Conservation Commission meeting. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2020, this meeting and public hearings will be done through remote means. Everything that is done, this meeting will be recorded, including the chat, and will be available to the public record. To open our regular meeting, I will start with a roll call of our commission members. Chuck Raymond.
Here.
Thank you. Elizabeth Ricci-Blair.
Here.
Thank you. Richard Gullick.
Here.
Thank you. Jeffrey Goying.
Here.
Thank you. And Michael Seekey.
Here.
Thank you. And it looks like absent from this meeting is Amanda Lansing and Kenneth Ridlin. So we still have a quorum of 5 out of 7 members.
All right. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, no, the link I clicked on, I was the only one there. I was fully prepared to carry on the meeting by myself, but would have been much quicker, but you know. Anyway, we wouldn't have had as nearly as much fun. Anyway,
we had the playful banter.
Exactly. Moving on to conservation land management. First item is the new Hill Street Trail proposed from the Trail Steward. Who was here to present on that, or was that just you, Angela?
That was just me. This is Angela here, just informing the commission. I was hoping to get out there before the meeting with Steve Snay from the Trail Stewards in NEMBA, as well as Dick O'Brien, but just due to scheduling conflicts and the holiday mess, we weren't able to meet up this week. But they are proposing some new trails to do some more trail connectivity over on Hill Street. And as the second item under here is that they did start work on the Hill Street parking area that we received the grant for, and I believe that they either concluded the work this afternoon or they'll be concluding it tomorrow. The DPW went out there and helped grade everything and bring in all of the regrinds and gravel to make it so that we have a really nice flat off the road parking area there. Just little updates.
All right, good, thank you. How much? But just FYI, how much was that grant for? Do you remember? Not that it really matters.
I believe it was for a very odd number of $5,460 something. It was a very odd number.
and 73 cents or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. That's great. I'm glad that's moving forward. That does some good stuff. The more we can make it easier for people to enjoy those lands, the better. So that's good stuff. Anybody in the commission have any thoughts or comments on the matter?
Yeah, Chuck. This is Mike C. Angela, they did in fact grade it today. It looks good, nice looking stuff that they put in there. It's nice and square. Road is clear. The trees are down. I think the trees and bushes still have to be removed. But in general, I think, and they probably should roll it. I don't know if they've got a roller or not. Probably should roll it so people aren't just ripping up that material. But it looks good, nice and square, very neat. Nice job.
And thank you, Michael. This is Chuck Raymond again. I just had a quick question. Angela, do I recall something about them, the open field? Are they going to manage that as open field? Are they going to mow that? Or am I thinking of a different area?
So it was a part of the grant. When Dick O'Brien presented it to the commission, they wanted to take the Mount, I believe it's Mount Olive, the invasive olive trees that are there. Yep. They wanted to take those out. Yep. Do a lot of poison ivy removal and to kind of manage the field a little better, remove the saplings along the edges to open it up a little more, to create less predators. We have more, I'm sure you remember, Chuck, the giant buck we saw there when we went up there that one time.
Yep.
To create more wildlife habitat. They are unsure if they'll be able to complete it all under this grant, just because there was a lot of erosion issues on the trails. A lot of the trails went straight down. And they had to reroute a lot of it and bring in a lot of material and a lot of work for those as well. So it's still a work in progress. Dick O'Brien is giving me updates every time they complete something. And so kind of the parking area and the kiosk were really big ticket items, just to really this hidden gem in the city that no one really knows about, that you know has over 100 acres of land and miles of trails that connect all over the place that no one really knows about.
Right.
Hopefully now will be a
But Chuck, this is Rich Gullick.
Yes.
It's been a whole lot of work for the trail stewards out there. I'm one of their volunteers. I've only been out a couple times, but Dick and some of the other volunteers have been out there weekend after weekend after weekend, Hill Street, and getting a nice view shed from up above there. So it is a great addition. I'm hoping to be out with them Saturday.
Good. I appreciate that. Good luck, Rich. Appreciate your work on that. All right. Anybody else? Jeff or Liz, any? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Angela, and everybody else. I appreciate your information on that. Moving on to new hearings. By the way, this is Chuck Raymond again, the chair. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public meeting on a request for determination of applicability regarding the construction of new athletic fields and sewer connection to service the fields. Address 122 Granite Street, map and parcel 126-1. Is there somebody here on the call to present on that matter?
Yes, my name is Anthony Cleaves. I'm with Whitman and Bingham Associates here on behalf of the city of Leominster.
Welcome, Anthony. How are you?
Good, and you?
Well, thank you.
And it looks like I have access to share my screen, so I will do that.
Trying to get that light from behind my head to get stuff from bouncing off my head. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to work. There we go. That's a little better.
Okay, so I assume everyone can see. I just brought up the Leominster GIS system to give you an idea of where we are. So in red is the Leominster High School parcel. And so what we're here for tonight is for an RDA for a sewer connection as part of the new athletic field complex that is being proposed behind the high school. The field complex itself, which would be located in the existing field areas, is outside jurisdiction, but the sewer connection, where the existing sewer is within the buffer zone of a wetland. So where the sewer takes place, the sewer will come down the existing paved areas and then make its way to an existing sewer line that cuts across the parking areas. You can see on the GIS there's a wetland system here. And I'll bring up the plan that I had submitted. So in purple is the wetland system, which is basically the toe of slope along the existing parking areas. Also in purple is the 100-foot buffer zone. The green line is the proposed sewer line. The sewer line, again, will come from the rear of the school, make its way through within the paved areas, and then take a turn and then continue in the existing parking areas, and then connect to the existing sewer line here as well. To help out even more, it was nice. Google actually drove through Leominster High School campus.
It's amazing the places they go, huh?
Right? So this is where the sewer comes from the school now. The sewer comes across the parking area and then continues out and actually goes cross country over to Neil Fallbrook. So right here, if you can kind of see it, there's a jog in the parking area right in there. That's this location right here. So that's where the sewer would tie in. And so it would tie in right here and then continue in between where these cars are, the traveled way in this parking area, and basically continue all within the paved area, again, all along here in between the cars until you eventually get to where the parking area ties back into what's known as Kingman Drive. And then it will continue up into the back of the school. And off in the distance, you can see where some of the existing fields are now. And so that's that's the gist of the project that's within the buffer zone. As noted in the RDA, this would fall under one of the minor activities sections or limited projects. It's 1002 BJ, which is a minor activity and doesn't require Wetlands Protection Act covering its installation and repair of underground sewer lines within existing paved or unpaved private roadways or driveways, provided that all the work is within the road bearer driveway, which in this case we are. So that was why we had submitted this as a request for determination of applicability. So it's a quick, oh, actually, we point out too, even though the disturbance is expected to be minimal, as you would typically see with utility construction in paved areas, there are existing catch basins within the parking lot. And so we're calling for siltation bags to be placed in these catch basins. Even though typically erosion is minimal when you have utility trenching, we still want to make sure that we're well protected. So we call for a siltation bag in this catch basin. Another catch basin here. And then there's also an existing paved swale. It's basically a break in the berm that allows the water to just make its way out to the wetlands. So in this case, we're calling for some straw wattles to be placed across that opening, just in case for some reason the trenching is dirty and happens to rain at the same time. So we expect it to be a minimal erosion, but we wanted to make sure that the contractor cover these areas just in case something doesn't go as planned. So that's a brief overview if anyone has any questions.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. This is Chuck Raymond, the chair again. I have a quick question. The outfall for this, and maybe this is my own ignorance showing through, and if so, I apologize. But when you say sewer, what comes to my mind is bathroom water. You know, water from bathrooms and sinks and toilets and things like that. And that this connection would then lead to a municipal line that goes to the wastewater treatment plant. Is that indeed what this is, or is this really just a stormwater runoff pipe?
Nope, this is sanitary sewer. You're absolutely correct, Mr. Chairman. Yep, this is for proposed concession stand bathrooms that are part of the athletic field complex. Unfortunately, there are no sewer lines that exist in the rear of the high school. All of the existing sewer comes out the front of the building, and then I'll just, so you can follow my hand here, continues. And actually the trunk line, they call it the follow, I think it's one of the brook trunk lines. It's right here.
Okay.
Right near the Moose Lake Brook. This is an existing line, but yeah, so it's absolutely right. This is for bathrooms.
Okay, all right, because I'm looking at that asphalt swale and that's right in line with it. I'm thinking, why is sewer water going down the asphalt? Okay, so all right, so this is actually connecting to an existing municipal wastewater line.
Yeah, a 10-inch pipe is where, and we're proposing a manhole right over that connection. So it'll be hard piped to an existing piping and eventually go to the plant. You're absolutely correct.
All right, good, thank you. That was my own misunderstanding. I apologize. That's the only question I had. Does anybody else on the commission have any questions or comments for Anthony? Hearing nothing, I will open up to the public. If there's anyone on the call that wishes to speak on the matter and a member of the public, you're welcome to do so now. But please identify yourself by name and address, please. Second time. And third and final time. All right, hearing nothing, I'll close the public hearing portion of this. Angela, what do you have for us?
I have to unmute myself. Hi, this is Angela Schofield, the conservation agent. So my recommendation would be for the commission to issue a negative determination number 5, which states The area described in the request is subject to the protection under the Act since the work described therein meets the requirements for the following exemption as specified in the Act. The Act and regulations, no notice of intent is required. And the section of regulations is 310 CMR 10.02, Section 2, Section B, Section 2J, installation of sewer lines within existing paved roadway or driveway.
All right. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Appreciate that. With that, is there a motion to issue a -5 determination as described by the agent?
This is Liz.
I'll make that motion. This is Rich Goa.
I heard Liz first. I'll take Liz's motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Rich. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is Angela here. The rest of the vote will be done by roll call. Jeffrey Goyne, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. Michael Siki, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. And Chairman Chuck Raymond, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. So the motion carries to issue a negative determination number 5. Thank you, Anthony.
Yep. Thank you all very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Anthony. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
All right. That's it for new hearings. Moving on to continued hearings. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on a notice of intent regarding the construction of a new duplex dwelling with associated driveway, grading, and utility connections. Address 1284 Central Street, map and parcel 566-1-1. Angela, I see the next one is Leggett Hill Road. Should I read them both at the same time?
Hi, it's Angela here. So I was actually just about to say, I actually just received an email from Mr. Anderson that both these will be continued. So you can read them both in.
So I'll read them both. Okay, read them in anyway. Okay. Then pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on a notice of intent regarding the construction of a new single-family dwelling with associated driveway, grading, and utility connections. Address Leggett Hill Road, Lot 4, map and parcel 566-1-4, DEP file number 199-1135. So that one and the previous one will be continued?
Correct. We're still waiting to hear back from DEP on the superseding certificates of compliance, and they have not received a response yet.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey, so Angela, before we go on, I have two hopefully quick questions. I noticed that the new hearing, the RDA one, was a public meeting, but these are public hearings. I assume that's intentional and that the meeting and the hearing have different intentions.
Correct. This is Angela here. So just to clarify, so a public hearing would be for a notice of intent because they have to do the legal advertisement, they have to notify the abutters, and they absolutely have to be open up to the public.
Okay.
Public meetings. So the RDAs, they don't have to notify the abutters, but they do have to do a legal advertisement.
Yep.
And technically, it does not have to be opened up to the public, but it is just a practice to open it to the public.
Right. All right. So for that, the RDA, I did not have to open that up to the public.
Technically, commissions don't have to open them up to the public.
Okay.
But they do just to be just to be thoughtful and to get everyone's opinion.
Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Does anybody in the commission have any questions about the different differences there? All right. Moving on then. All right, so we get two continuances. Moving on to the next one. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on a notice of intent regarding the removal of a fixed dock and replacement with a floating dock. Address 27 Elm Street, map and parcel 121-5, and we're still waiting on a DEP number. So is that being continued as well, Angela? Hi,
this is Angela. Yes, I feel the poor homeowners is having issues getting all these items in. So it's just gonna be continued again.
All right. All right. Well, it's right into the record anyway. All right. Thank you. All right. Moving on. There's no new business and no old business. And next is certificates of compliance. The superseding order condition for Leggett Hill sent to the state, waiting for issuance from DEP. So that's being continued as well, Angela.
Correct.
Okay. And next one is 616 Prospect Street, DEP file number 199-1101.
Correct. So I don't see, this is Angela here. I do not see the engineer on the phone, online, but this was a project that came before the commission a couple of years ago. It was for a single family home. I'm just going to bring up the plan here. So hard going from two screens to one screen.
So this is down the road a little bit from the infamous 519 Prospect Street, correct?
No, that's Pleasant Street. Is the 519 Pleasant Street?
Sorry, that's right.
I got them mixed up when I did their legal ads back in the day, so it happens. I don't know, how do I share this? Can everyone see the plan?
Yep.
All right, so as for a single family home, it is in the outer 200-foot riverfront area. The only things that were slightly different from the plans, and they were, from reading the letter from the engineer, they were due to just site compliance issues, is that the original plan did not have a deck on it, and they did have to add additional fill and leveling behind the house and driveway, and the stone slope with stone stairs. Stone slope and stone stairs as shown in the as-built plan, to help level off and to slow down any runoff, because it is a steep slope down towards the stream. The stream's about 180 something feet away, and the wetland is about just about the same amount away, just give or take 10 feet. And they had made some changes during construction due to the high rains we had. In my opinion, these are not major changes. If the house had been built and we issued a COC and they wanted to put a deck on it, it would have been an exempt activity. Same with the porch, since it's an existing lawn area. The only concern that I can see would be the additional fill and riprap, but as that was necessary due to the site conditions, I don't consider it a major change in the plans.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that looks like that's like about a 10-foot drop there from the top of the slope to the bottom-ish.
Yeah, it was not fun to walk down when I went to this original site visit. It was very steep.
Yeah, looks it. All right, so what do you need from us on this, Angela? What needs to happen?
So my recommendation would be for the commission to issue a certificate of compliance for DEP file number 199-1101, stating that the work was done in compliance with the perpetual conditions mentioned in section G of the order of conditions.
Wonderful, thank you. Do we have a motion to, as the agent just noted for 616 Prospect Street, to approve the certificate of compliance?
I will make that. This is Michael Seekey. I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Michael. Do we have a second?
This is Liz. I'll second.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you. This is Angela Schofield. The rest of the vote will be done by roll call. Richard Gulick, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Jeffrey Goyne, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. And Chairman Chuck Raymond, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. So the motion carries to issue a certificate of compliance to DEP file number 199-1101.
Alrighty, thank you, Angela. All right, moving on to extension permits. 96 Exchange Street, Heron's Landing 2, 199-1060, DEP file number 199-1061. New expiration date July 3rd, 2022. What do you have for us on that, Angela? You're on mute.
That's so silly. I apologize. I had my second booster shot today and I'm just feeling very exhausted right now. So I'm a little loopy. So I apologize. So this project is still going to be continued to the next meeting. I am working with Mr. Kent Oldfield and Matt Morrow to make sure that the erosion controls are put back up before they start work. It technically has not expired yet. They have 30 days before the new expiration to actually request an extension permit. But they're just kind of on hold right now because at some point, either the residents or the contractor had taken down the erosion controls. I spoke with Mr. Morrow about the wetland line, and he believes that it's the same line as before, so I don't have any concerns about that. So it's just kind of a waiting game for them to put up the erosion controls again.
All righty, so that one's continued then too. All right, thank you, Angela. Okay, and we move on. No communications tonight and no meeting minutes. Moving on to enforcement, the aforementioned 519 Pleasant Street. Update the meeting with new owner, letter sent certified mail.
Angela here. So I have not received back the green card from the certified mail. So okay. I'm going to try to resend it. I did go by there and knock on the door, but no one was home. So I'm not sure if it just got lost in the mail or exactly what happened, but I'm going to keep trying to get in contact with the new homeowner. I have been driving by frequently and I haven't seen any work or alteration to the area, which is always good. So still working on it.
All right. Thank you, Angela. All right, next one. Peninsula on Lakeshore Drive, bank eroding due to past alteration. Michael, would you like to recuse yourself at this point?
Sure, this is Mike Seiki. I'll recuse myself for the next statement. I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The work has started. I sent a notice out to David Cormier, who's the ward councilman, and the Lake Owners Association, that the work on lining the bank with large stone would start this week. We've been able to purchase some stone. There's power washed and clean, so it's in really, really good shape going in around the bank. The lake has been drawn down, which is a standard practice every year, so people can clean up around their banks, and that allows me to get a better look at what kind of erosion I've got down there, which is pretty severe. The bank is under eroded, and these stones are going to really force or reduce any future erosion for us or any future owners after we are gone. So the banks will be lined with large power washed boulders. In between the boulders, we will be planting native materials. I've been working with a wetlands nursery out in Hadley to determine what the best planting material is for the riparian area and upwards. So, and I'll get a full inventory of what's going to go in to both the Lake Owners Association and the Commission. We're doing it as close to the book as we can. We're actually going to, I've said to Angela, we're going to reduce the disturbance at this point because we did find an existing cesspool that has to be cleared up, and we'll put a plan in for that. So we've taken a small area out of what we will be working on. I'm going to provide an updated plan. If you all looked at my plan, I did have a map of the peninsula, and the peninsula was divided up into 30, I think it was 39 individual tent camping lots. So I used those tent camping lots that were on the existing deed to focus everybody's attention on the area that needed to be repaired because of the erosion. What had happened, just to get it on the record, was in the past there was a house there, full, I understand, a colonial house. It was a hand dug foundation. That foundation, what they did was, instead of spreading it out, they piled it very high on the tip of the peninsula. There was never any planting material on there. It's all loose gravel. And with the heavy rain this year, it started to erode. So we wanted to make sure that nothing got into the lake. We put in straw wattles to prevent that from happening, and that has worked fantastic. But now we've got the more permanent solution started, and we will continue to take photographs and update the commission as I imagine it's going to be 2 or 3 days now to get all of the stone in place and set down. We put down cocoa shell mats underneath the stone. So everything should be good and solid and provide a good base for the future.
All right, thank you, Michael. Yeah, this is Chuck Raymond. I was going to ask if you were going to be. I had a question in my mind of if you're going to be covering the bank with something before you put the rocks on. You mentioned that, so that's good. Appreciate it. Anybody else on the commission have any questions or comments from Michael? No. Okay. Angela. Oh, go ahead.
One more statement before this, Mike. See, one more statement before I go back. We will be filing a formal notice of intent for various pieces of the project because there's some additional repair as the lake has been drawn down. It's a good time to really take a look at how badly that bank has eroded all the way around the tip of the peninsula. So when I put in the notice of intent, I will be addressing some of the areas that really do need to be addressed very quickly, probably in the next spring. And I'd like to invite the commission at any time if you want to come out and take a look at what we're talking while the water is drawn down. I'd be happy to show you what we're kind of up against because it's really been ignored for a good many years, probably a half a century.
Well, Michael, actually, this is Chuck Raymond again. I actually might take you up on that offer, so I appreciate that. I don't know if Angela, I don't know if you want to arrange a formal thing or if Mike, I can just send an email to Michael and we can arrange it, but that's up to you. I'll follow your lead.
This is Rich Gullick. I'll want to visit also.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Angela, what do we need to open up to the public at all here, or do we just move on to the next item?
I actually think she may have gotten kicked from the meeting.
Oh, you think so?
There was a little notification that came
I
up.
will recuse myself.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
This is Jeff Goyne. There was a little notification that came up saying she was experiencing technical difficulties. So,
oh.
And then if she doesn't rejoin in 60 minutes, they'll kick us all out.
Okay. Yeah, I just checked my phone. I don't have any text from her. Oh, hold on. She's calling me. Hold on. Hello. Hello. I can't. We are. Okay. Let me fill folks in. Hold on. Yeah, Angela thinks she just had a tree fall across the power line, so she has no power. So she's going to try to call in from her phone. Philip? Yep. Oh. Hey, so this quick question. So Michael just gave his presentation on Lakeshore Drive. Do I need to open that to the public, or do we just move on? Can you repeat that? The reception isn't that great. Okay. All right. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Quick question. So we just had Michael present on the Lakeshore Drive project. Do I need to open up to the public, or do we just go ahead and end the meeting? Okay, good. All right. So I'll do that, and I'll let folks know, and then we'll just pick up where we left off the next meeting. All right. Thanks, Angela. Sorry about that. Okay. Bye. All right. Can you folks hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Good. Just want to make sure. So I'm not sure how much of that you caught, but yeah. So she has no power. It's very difficult to call in on her phone. So we don't have to open that last one up to the public. So let me look at the agenda. So basically, we're going to end the meeting there, and then we'll pick up where we left off at the next one, because Angela's kind of like we were, Liz, a few months ago when we were three people lost power for the police station hearing, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So all right. So we ended at the item B under enforcement, the Peninsula on Lakeshore Drive. So the few other items left on the agenda, we'll table those, and we'll add them to the agenda for the next meeting. So with that, I guess I'll pick up. I remember what it is that Angela does. I guess we'll go ahead and take a well, first of all, motion to adjourn the meeting.
So
This is
moved.
Jeffrey going up.
This is Rich Gullick.
Thank you, Rich, and I'll take Jeff as I should probably write this down.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah, got it. Adjourn, Rich and Jeff. Okay. And so adjourn the meeting at 6:46. Well, so do we? So I need to go. This is my sweet spot. So need to then take a roll call. Michael, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Okay. And Liz?
I vote aye.
Thank you. And the chairman votes aye as well. It's 6:46. So again, we'll pick up where we left off. We'll just add those handful of items to the agenda for the next meeting in what is it in 2 weeks? I don't have the calendar in front of me. Anybody have is it December?
The 14th?
Is it the 14th? No,
Correct.
it'll be the 7th.
Yeah, December
That's
14th.
14th on the agenda.
With the deadline is Friday, November 26th.
Oh, I actually could look that myself. There we go. Thank you. I had the agenda on a different screen. Yep, next meeting Tuesday, December 14th, and deadline was this is actually this coming Friday, correct? Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you, everybody. Sorry about the funky ending there. But I appreciate your time. And we'll hopefully get together sometime soon to go out to Lakeshore Drive and check that place out.
Anytime.
With that, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody.